Hello guys and girls, welcome back to another episode on the Falcon YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing very well and you've been enjoying the videos that we are releasing on a regular basis. Really appreciate all the comments, all of the feedback. Honestly, it doesn't go unnoticed. So we're really just trying to provide as much value as possible. And it is that time of year. So a couple of days ago, so many people have already quit on their New Year's resolutions. We've heard it before, new year, new me, all of this garbage. And why does this happen? So I want to dig into why this happens, how you can avoid it, and some actionable steps, what you can do straight away, because it is not too late. Because you need to understand firstly why it happens. So I want to get into that and make sure that you've got some clarity moving forward so you can actually focus on your goals and actually get what you need to do done. So let's go into three reasons as to why people give up on their New Year's resolutions. There was some data that came out on Strava, I believe. It was something like 98 million people or 89 million people. 89 million people from a fitness perspective have already given up. Isn't that insane? Why does that happen? It's because in December, people get excited. They think, right, it's a fresh start of the year. Let's get it done. Let's do this. But what are the reasons? Well, number one, the first reason I personally believe as to why people give up on their New Year's resolutions is because they set what I call lip service goals. And what does this mean? Lip service goals are goals that just sound good in the moment. So in the moment you get excited, you think about, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. They set goals that are not important to them. And then they find, guess what? If you set goals that are not important to you, what is the likelihood of you succeeding? And the reason as to why is that they don't really take the time to think about what is truly important to them. So they set a lip service goal. This sounds good, perfect, let's set that goal. And this is even if they've written it down. This is normally just a wishy-washy goal that's in their head. They've not got any detailed plan whatsoever. Next part, which kind of links to this, is the short-term mindset. One of the main reasons why there's millions of people giving up on their New Year's resolutions so early on into the year is because they have a short-term mindset. So you combine both. They've set goals that are not important to them, lip service goals, and they've got a short-term mindset. It comes from the psychology of wanting things to happen very fast. So when things don't happen very fast, a couple of weeks into the year, they've seen no results, no progression, guess what? They give up. So no wonder, goals are not important to you. You've already got a short-term mindset. How are you going to persist through any hurdles whatsoever? Then it leads on to no structured plan. So these all kind of link together. So the third reason is they've got no plan on how to do it in the first place. So again, goals not important to them. They then have a short-term mindset. They want it to happen fast. It's in their head with no real structured plan. So they don't actually know how they can achieve it in the first place. So normally what gets them going is that momentum. So let's say, for example, it's a fitness goal, which is quite common with people, is they start going to the gym with no structured plan. They just feel good because they're actually going to the gym in the first place, or they're going running. You might even be one of those people. And let me know, by the way, in the comments if you've already given up on your New Year's resolution goals or goals you want to set for this year. And let me know why, so we can try to help as much as possible. So you imagine that. They've started to go to the gym, they feel good, they've got the momentum, it's been a couple of weeks, they don't actually know how to achieve the goal in the first place. So they've not figured out their macros, for example, they've not got a structured workout plan, they're just going through the motions because it feels good. So they're letting the momentum dictate the goal, which that short-term motivation can only last so long. So those are the three reasons, and my three reasons why I believe there's so many millions of people that are giving up on the New Year's resolution. So going through those points again. Having those lip service goals. So really, they just set goals that are not important to them. Number two, they've got a short-term mindset. They want things to happen fast. And then number three, they've got no real structured plan. Think about those 3 points. How on earth could anybody achieve a goal that is A, not important to them, B, they think short-term, so they want it to happen quick, which is not going to happen, and number three, they've not got a plan to get it. So no wonder why there's such a vast amount of people across the world that are not achieving goals. So if you're one of those people, don't be that person. Make sure that you figured out why it happens, so then you can go back to actually figure out, so how do you shift from that individual of being the type of person that gives up on the New Year's goals to someone who can actually achieve it? So what I want to do now is give you 3 actionable steps that you can implement in your life, because it is not too late, so you can actually go and do that. So first point, what we want to do is go into how do you get to the bottom of not having that lip service type goals mindset? Well, what you want to do is you want to figure out your 10 things that you want to do, be, and have. Now, rather than me going into detail on this point, I've actually already done this video. So if you haven't checked out that episode, I'm just going to put the link somewhere so you can actually go and check out that episode of 10 things that you want to do, be, and have. Please watch that episode. What that's going to do for you is it's going to get to the bottom of what the goals that you truly want. It will essentially filter out the crap. It'll filter out all the garbage that you don't want, that is actually not as important to you as what you might have originally thought. You'll get the clarity and figure out what is truly important to you. Then it goes on to the next point. You want to learn how to think longer term, because it may sound cliche to say, well, just think longer term. Yeah, but how do I do that? The best way you do that is from the video that I just recommended. So it's going to help you there as well. So you're going to think quarterly. Thinking quarterly helps you have something to strive for. It's not too far in the distance that you get a little bit demotivated, because you can look, there's 4 quarters in the year. You have Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. You can then focus and say, right, what do I need to do in the next 90 days? Let's think in the bigger picture, because that's what's going to help. And it sounds cliche to think long term, but think about it. Are you serious? Ask yourself the question, are you actually serious about your goals? Are you somebody right now who really wants to achieve goals in their life? Because if you are, let's just look at the basics. Successful people on this side. Successful people on this side, what do they have in common? They all set goals and they think longer term. Unsuccessful people, what do they have in common? They don't set goals, they don't write them down, they don't put pen to paper, they don't structure anything, and they think short term. So how on earth can you expect to achieve any goals in your life if you don't think longer term in the first place? I think it's really important that we get to that point, but the practical step, think quarterly, and in the video, I show you how to do that as well. And the last point is to really have a structured plan. A structured plan is when it's not writing down, go to the gym more regularly. This is normally a New Year's resolution goal that, and I don't mean to laugh. It's more so that because I'm so in tune with the science behind it, it's so difficult for you to succeed if you literally just wrote down, go to the gym more regularly. That's not a goal. That's a wishy-washy goal that you will not achieve. If you actually wrote down your fitness plan to, I go 3 days a week, what days are they? Okay, what do you do on those days? And is it a push and pull workout? Is it something else? Is it something your instructor? Do you have a session with somebody, a PT that's going to help you? What are you going to eat? How much cardio are you going to do? Is it in the morning? What time do you do it? Blocking all these things off, you have to go into specific detail. And if you haven't checked out my book, I am doing a launch soon, doing a relaunch. Haven't done a launch in pretty much a year because I've been so focused and busy with other things, but I promise you guys and girls, I will be doing a new launch soon on my book on 10 steps to achieving your goals. But there's enough free content that we've got on this channel to help you get started straight away. You do not need to wait for that, and that should not be an excuse, but it is coming. So if you have a structured plan and you actually know what you're doing, how you're doing it, when you're doing it, and just breaking it down. I mean, even without understanding my formula and without understanding any formula, think about it. If you want to achieve any goal, what do you need to do? Well, you need to have enough detail and you need to break it down into manageable steps. You need to visualize the goal. You need to surround yourself with people that are already achieving the goal, and you need to be accountable. So even just from a common sense perspective, even just take those points, that is going to help you already. And the real big bonus step for me to combine all of these 3 points that you can do straight away, because it's not too late to achieve those goals, is accountability. Now, it doesn't mean to say that if you have no accountability, you won't achieve any goals, because there's been so many goals in my life that I've achieved without any accountability, because really and truly, the biggest person that can hold you accountable is you, yourself. You are your biggest accountability. But it does help and assist if you have people around you, in Forex in particular. If you're around like-minded, genuine, switched-on people, they're going to hold you accountable. They're going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, and they're going to be there for you to push you. And it's not to pull you up on things and shout at you and say, oh, why didn't you do this? It's more so figuring out when you do fall off track, because some people do, everybody's guilty of it, to say, right, why did that happen? How can we make sure that doesn't happen again? Let's move forward. Because most people, if they don't achieve something, they get disheartened and then they don't achieve anything else, not realizing that that was just one tiny thing, brush it off, move forward. How can we prevent it from happening again? So you have to be around the right accountability partner, which is why we push this so much in the community, because we've seen a direct correlation between more success with people that are held accountable. So if you can combine all these things, guys and girls, and really take these things seriously, there is a big reason. Don't be that person. Time is going to pass anyway. So do you want to be the person in the next year where you're the same guy or girl who's getting excited in December thinking, no, this is my year, this is what I'm going to do. 2 weeks in, you're exactly the same place, giving up on your goals. And it's normally from the 3 reasons that I said right at the beginning. Guys and girls, I really hope this episode has helped you, given you clarity so you understand the psychology of where this all happens. Really and truly, it just comes from this short-term mindset. Everything that I've just said, if you can think longer term and apply these 3 points right now, it's going to do wonders for you. And I'm excited to see the impact that it makes. I'm looking forward to looking back on this video from years to come, seeing the comments and just seeing how these simple things can help so much. Guys and girls, I wish you an incredible weekend and a day ahead. Hope this has helped. Let me know in the comments your #1 takeaway from these things. And again, even I would love to know a bit about a story about you guys and girls from things that have happened to you in the past. Has there been situations where you've had these big goals and maybe you have even wrote them down and done things that you think that are going to help, but for some reason or another that you've stopped and you've given up 2 or 3 weeks into the year? Let me know and how you've overcome it, because it could be helping more than just one person. So have an incredible day ahead, guys and girls. Speak to you all soon. See you in the next episode.